we're going to talk about the importance of rest and leisure. This comes from a series that we'll be talking about in this program, all surrounding soft skills. So the idea of a soft skill is it is something that you cannot necessarily be taught. So a hard skill in opposition to a soft skill would be something like making a latte or backing up a truck trailer into a loading dock, something like this, something that you can learn by reading a book or using the variety of learning styles that we've spoken about. Soft skills are more like things that you catch through lived experience. So things that you can't really teach people, like teamwork. You can't really teach someone how to be a good team player. You kind of have to learn that for yourself, or being positive in the workforce or in life, or having good work ethic. So these are really important, and these are often the things that employers are looking for the most because, like I said, with something like making a latte, if you decide that you would like to be a barista, someone can teach you how to make a latte or a cappuccino very, very quickly. And with some practice, you can get really, really good at it. But what they can't teach you is how to show up to work on time, how to play well on the team, or how to engage well with customers. So this is this whole series about soft skills. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the skill of taking rest and having leisure time. Okay, so I want you to think about something that you may do for fun, something you do outside of work or outside of school, and it could be something like playing games, it could be sports, it could be music, it could be reading, it could be a variety of things. It does not have to be on this list. I just want you to think about something that you do outside of your day-to-day life for fun, something that you really enjoy, something that's a hobby. Okay, and why are we even bothering talking about this? Why is this important? It's been determined through a variety of studies that relaxation is really important part of being productive. When we're less stressed, we're able to achieve more in school and in work, and our brains are more at ease. Leisure also helps us to think creatively and to help problem solve, and it helps us to not be entirely focusing on our work and school life. Okay, so we're going to talk about the different types of play right now. So what I'm talking about is the different kind of things that we might not be thinking about all the time, and kind of the benefits of the different games that maybe we played as a child or that we still playing now, right? And what the health and mental benefits are of these different kinds of activities. So all of them work on different parts of our brain, and all of them are important. It's kind of interesting to think about what kind of things we really enjoy, and then kind of the reflection on that, and maybe some of the things that we end up being good at, in our everyday life. So the first one is rough and tumble play. This is a great learning medium for all of us. Things like diving or batting or tug of war, capture the flag, things that are kind of loose as far as rules, but they're very physical. Okay, so through these, we learn about physical and emotional boundaries for ourselves and others, right? If you were playing things like a game of tug of war, right, you're learning how strong you are, how strong people on the other team are, but also how to kind of limit yourself, right? If you are playing a game like this with a small child, okay, you're not just gonna yank them over, or maybe you do once, right? Because it's kind of fun and it's exciting, and then some kids like flying through the air. We'll talk about the feeling of weightlessness in a minute, right? But then you let them play, you let them work really, really hard, and maybe you let them win, right? This is all this idea of establishing emotional boundaries and kind of figuring out what it's like to engage with someone, even if it's in a competitive sense. Okay, then we'll have ritual play. Okay, something like chess or board games, activities or sports with very, very set, defined rules and structures. Okay, this is a really good opportunity to strategize and design and do that repetition thing, right? No one plays one single game of chess and is really, really good at it. The idea of chess is that the rules are a bajillion years old, right? And you play the game 100 times or 1,000 times or more, and you learn the rules and you learn how to work with them. You learn how to see what an opponent is doing, and you can strategize, you can plan ahead. Okay? This brings people together for a common purpose or goal, and a lot of these games are what we call cooperative, right? So you end up working together with people as opposed to against them, and it just teaches you how to be creative, how to work within parameters like you would in a workplace. Okay, imaginative play is very freestyle, but more creative, more cerebral, more in your brain, right? Maybe you're playing a game where you say, all right, well, I would like to have the shell of a turtle so I can be protected, but I also want the wings of a dragon and the legs of a cheetah, right? This is all this freestyle imaginative play. Okay, and it teaches you to think outside the box as far as creative problem solving and coming up with solutions that might not be typical. Okay, body play is that type of play that we were talking about, the desire to feel weightlessness. Okay, so anything like yoga, Pilates, skateboarding, roller coasters, mountain climbing, skydiving, all of this stuff is really pushing the limits of what we have determined to be our corporeal or our physical limitations, right? Humans aren't meant to feel weightless, or we're not used to feeling weightless for extended periods of time. Therefore, when you are riding a skateboard down a ramp and you get that feeling, right, where your belly kind of turns, and it's very exciting, right? And it's about pushing limits, and it's about discovering what you can do, right, within the realm of being safe. Okay, then we have object play. This form of play really kind of is about bringing us back to our childhoods, and it's using a set material, right, to create and manipulate, right? A lot of times we find ourselves recreating things in our everyday life, right? We'll play Legos and we'll be making cars, we'll be making houses, we'll be making things like this. But then we go outside and above and beyond that, and we create spaceships, right? Or we make whatever else that kind of is something that is attainable, that's in our lives, that we can kind of picture, that we can kind of figure out. But then, something that I'm probably never going to own a spaceship. So to create it with objects that I have access to, that I can manipulate, that I can understand, is a really freeing sort of feeling. Okay? The real point of all of this is play without a goal. Okay? The idea of playing without a goal is, although it's fun and productive to have leisure with a goal, for instance, going on a run every day for health benefits, it's equally important to have play without a goal. Okay? Playing without a goal encourages us to be creative, and it avoids some of the stress and anxiety of more structured play. This type of activity is something that children are excellent at. So if you have young kids in your life, try learning something from them.